I'm sorry. I'm one person of a voice. I love my voice, and I feel like I'm not diva. They don't attention. I'm dead at Vagala. I know Vagala because of my ego. By the way, where is Mandis? Can I have the song? The Ingoma A1. I really need that song because it's a tangam.
Oh yeah.
I want that song. I want that song. Even if I didn't, I'm straight, but it's not a half me. I don't think okay. MC, you have time. You are. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Parents, I don't know, but I'm just going to touch each part as sensitive, just to face the reality. I just want to face the reality, the stories about me. And please guys, I'm asking everyone here, I don't want to see any tears to anyone. Please hold yourself. Reason why I'm saying that, I want to uplift everyone. I want to know that, but at the end, we are venera, but life is not easy. Sometimes some of the things is a choice. There are people, they are doing things, they are doing to science and they can change. But enough on my side, I am standing here today. This one can be one. It's not that I don't believe I'm a or what, but immediately go down with your knees. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Doesn't mean that you need to go to church or you go to profit. As long as I'm standing here, if I can tell you something what we believe in, and the bars won't be banned, and the bars won't be banned. But I didn't fumar. Age of 8 years. Age of 8 years, boy. Come and give mama a hug and go outside. Go and play outside, guys. I love you. That's my son. That's my daughter. That's my first born. It's my second born. MONDI, ndingumntana wasePoliti, ndikhulele apha eSterkspruit, nothi kamnandi. I mean it. Yalazi ilizwi elithi apho umntana kabanibane hambe khona kumilina. Meaning, I was a useless child to every parent. Then because of me, they accuse her because of my pain. I went through a lot in my life. But luckily, I've never ever drink, I've never ever smoke, I've never even bought my baby drugs or abused myself in my daughter. But Impilo Yam was pushing me, Bamandi up. Today I'm a director, I'm a producer, I'm a writer, and I'm a stories. It's not easy, but I'm doing that in Bloemfontein. Apparently in Eastern Cape, I'm trying my best to come back home and help the others, but I'll come in now. Age of 8 years, I lost my virginity to the man was 49 years. With the dog style, one day the whole year from January until September. I had to save my life because every day like I am better. I used to be beautiful, but I'm proud that I see the beauty to my kids. I used to be beautiful. Like the anger and nenzondo I had in my daughter was beyond. I remember I was doing that at 5. Let's call it an unpack of fun. Then I be talking following one. Man meeting that trap and that trap. And sometimes I can go to you and say sorry. Do you understand? Because I remember man we wake up because what ending was September. If ungahamba uyobela lotata kaphinde siyagodusa. I had to go to the shop and steal age of 8 years. Ndagoduswa. Man goduswa ndigoduswa ngeven to ven. Kuba iven yami segrey. Funeke ndihlale bekhona iven ephumayo until ngizofika ekhaya. Man fika ekhaya, it was not easy to voice out because I was staying with my dad. I hated my dad so much. Like my mbona, benbona udata, do you understand? And my mom is working in Bethlehem. No one will understand Bakwenzekani. Probably difficult for me being in primary. You are doing great. They will stand at 1, 2. Up and then my friends, I grew up with them. They can tell you what I went through in my village. This is my friend, can tell you about what I went through here in town. Yavasisa. No, every village in me, because you know if you're a child, you know sex, it's something else. Something we are no matter the example, I don't ever support that time. I don't have someone in Tetanari. No one who knows what is happening in Piloyam. I was a soccer player. I was good in soccer. They used to call me Babangita. I was good in soccer. And then but I stopped calling up Bloemfontein and Celtics. Because of most of Yamatota, not even Papa ne powers for things. As you have a tournament in Cape Town, you choose Banana Banyana. Because I think in this room, if you was like I'm not the end of my road. But now I'm a problem. But still, I'm going to give up and I'm getting out. I'm getting out. That's it. I know some of the things that this is a name. I don't get a man. Now, what happened is, Lumfana was very close to me. Damchalela, Ipenyamba, you know what? Because when I understand why he went, the guy convinced me nicely, oh, not that cat. I'm out. You're out of this no sharp. What don't you know, man? If I can do the same thing, it's a poor man. And I'm not this like it's a poor man. I'm a lala. Can you cook me tapam? They just close your eyes. Age of 8 years, I got pregnant. Age of 13 years, age of 8 years, I got raped. Age of 13 years, I got pregnant. And the last Belen Milayo, and the bars would don't be bam. And that's not I was wearing a stomach about not knowing. They were there for me. I want to distance from do you understand me? Like if a Caesar, oh dude. Everyone. Do you understand? You know, every time I wish I can get someone can sit me down or someone can say other way. Is the birth of my daughter. The way I can corner. Even not today, I go. And I'm a teacher, but I need to go to ShopRite and buy in ShopRite. If you are like that, chinta puma. So get the school. You have kids. Now in a harsh condition. I'm in a village. From here to my village, I can be 28 acres. Mama, my care called I'm staying with my cousin. I'm young. The distance I remember it was on the 21st of May. During the day, yes. My family, cousin, I don't want to lie, that time when give up, the stomach is big, I can't walk proper, I don't eat healthy food, my life is just miserable, I'm alone at home, no one is there for me. I told cousin, can I go with you in London? When I went to London, that's where I wanted to kill myself. By this is I'm 9 months. If you get a 7, but I'm hanging up. My cousin saved me. And that night, I'm with my cousin. I can't read. I had to walk a distance. It's midnight. It's winter. I don't know what kind of the pains. I can't explain it, but I had plenty pains in my body. Like, you see, man. My fear was 6 and my kind of 2. If you can check the distance. I had to call someone to come and help me. Kubizwa ambulance. Lembezi longo 2. Kubizwa amapolisa first. Nisuswa 22 case. This is what down suspects paid. It was paid. From there, they had to call my father. It's better. They get out of the clinic. I have to go to my daughter. From there, drive to go to Lady Grey. Relax. Ngiyophepha Lady Grey. Manifika Lady Grey, amanesi abantu abanesitulo. Fika, I think after 15 minutes ngiyabheka. Manigqiba phepha. Normally like natural. This is the most painful thing, and again, it's difficult. I'm very strong for the others, but this one is difficult for me because I ask myself, you're very educated, do you understand? You have family, how can you say such a thing? Everyone figures better than pregnant. Everyone is coming to the hospital. Sometimes they were bringing the friends. The friends is easier from the location. Because one is fed. This is a lesson. Mama mwafika watikum mtana. Lomgari kamala kikufu. Accept the gift. It's only God knows why. I accept the gift. Hey, I'm happy that we process a clinic. Of my natural, again, how many kg? 3.5. You are in Dal. The Tetamandala. Guys, they can stool. Istulo destroy. Some of the kids can't even go to clinic. That's why pregnancy is so. Some of the kids, they can't go to clinic. That's why they are dying. They can't even test. Talk to your sisters and your brothers and your families, guys. Do you understand me? Istulo is a problem. It's the same thing about the guy. I have been telling him, it is better to something, you understand? Whatever something started from Stege to Bloemfontein, whereby that's when I think the depression started. But I remember when I sat down and put the show called Voices. You can go to YouTube. Women are voicing out the pain of rape. But you walk, Lilo, we are cheaper. It figured my little what to say my time really figure I think my husband would do me I told all of my daughter to now and Basio, better than tolerate, but he did that. What no matter so, I'll marry you. Nine daughter was a lesbian for 7 years, didn't understand. But being raped, the perpetrator of my woman, and mass like that, I can't go to Cape Town because I'm mass. I wish been mass. So that I can be able to feel free. You have to see. Sitting down on the table, I had to drop out of school when I called the Bazalin. Nothing couldn't be stored in that for 2 results. That's passes on the subject. Go A food. At the Bazil. I had to score. Those events. But when I said, but no matter this, it ain't passing them. One in this control person, not passing. The reason why that for because I didn't want to in my situation. Then some of the kids, when they got raped by a tattoo, I'm impinged as we call each other dude. Like we are very close. They cried in the family. Mama London. And no unfundanga, but I'm proud to be one. I managed to take my daughter at the Funia Corner, who university. You know that day that Patala, me Patel, Patala, for my after. I'm not well, no one is a Toluma and Kati. I was telling you the night after, you from the after. I come to the Bungu, to understand. A sense I need of no way. Yeah, but on the day. When I business, I'm show, how difficult. But you know what? I'm not going to wait for funding. This is a good weapon. To cut and to go in the Chile, about funny pets and little tiny pets. Mount Nicaragua, there was a post on we show you as founder. Do you understand me? And I wrote Punish when the Palaya powerful and the last event in I'm Nanda. Your Voices at Bloemfontein was the biggest show ever. But they were there only so on Mondays. And the Odishina. What was any victims only? In Voices, I hired victims. It was the first time the Tetana. Oputi. The Telani Tetan no today. If in Tombazana it no, how 7 said no, Subuti Aria Mazu Yafuna. Do you understand me? If Untom Mama Lati I also started. I have a small monologue. We are the bank. We are the hook. We are the Zana Bozundao. We are the bed into a fun island. Go tell you on the party. Go tell you on the play. Go tell you on the sort of Sagabantu. Go tell you that the Yale on the Hongla. Kona Patina Basaiba. Patina Basai. We drink in the land. On the Nika is for some. On the pizza and my Bacana Pacati. Into a shallow bombang bonke. On the Hongla and Oli. And you see on any sense like in Gabem Nalento in the funnel. God just have a spell. That's not funny, Savannah. As I say, with your mama. I am Nandanga when you send it to your brother. Do you understand? What about the Bengals? Niasibulala. Women are dying outside. And the commanding in Piloyam, the anger suspecting everyone on Monayo, but you are Shonoma so you have to say, I sugar. You understand that? It's painful. But one thing I can tell you, I am proud to be one. I'm married and today I'm running my own business and telling my with what? Productions. I'm writing, I'm directing, I'm producing, I'm creating the jobs. Do you understand? You go to Free State to look for roles. As we speak now, you can go to Facebook SAPs. I'm doing wonders in Bloemfontein. Ekhaya bayada. Abafuni. Family. Masiyekeni ukuthile kumathethwa ezisigaba. Masikhuphe isintu. Xaka rephile makahambe ayokhuluma yana ngeAfrikaans. Masiyekeni isintu. Because angazi bakwenzekani. Kunesintu esikhona kuthiwa hayi makayothetha axelelwe. Awuxelelwa because awulalanga nkomo. Ulele umuntu. Do you understand me? Ndiyanicela bantu benkosi. Ndisima apha phambi kwenu ndingakhali namhlanje. Asukuba ndiyathanda. I'm hurting. I'm bleeding. Do you understand me? But I need to be proud for you. Because we're in business together. She's from Lebanon to do the advert. As a parent in Sapida, I'm proud of my daughter because she's not in the street. It's not drinking, it's not smoking, like a slave. I'm sorry, Brazilians. They don't have, they know natural. Do you understand me? Because the child of my guy. If we are for this, you need to get it P from whom. Before you get it, my son knows that, but before money I got money without him. Same thing about the guy. But as one in one of the up, there's the ambulance gone. They are motivate. I go to people, I talk to people, the Babonese. Some of the people, they say alcohol, smoking, all this thing is solving problem. We are talking, I solve 2 minutes. Don't destroy yourself, Uzalba, you already destroyed. Do you understand me? Try to pick up. I don't have a matric. Do you understand me? I don't have. Doesn't mean I don't need it. But trust me, in Bloemfontein, there is class MBC. Do you understand? People that have PhD for only one reason. I was born for this, and I'm gonna die for this, and I'll never turn back. I'm still gonna help other people with one thing. Thank you.
Let's give you a round of applause. Sister. Without any further ado, now let's go to the next item.
Already? Kunjani? Ngamaxhosa nonke mos. Okanye phazana. Phakathi ngamaxhosa. Andiyazi. So ndizamumikisa ingathi sinazivakashi overseas platafile. So zawuphaka nesilungu phakathi. 16 point. Awuba ndithethe ngawe okanye ngencwadi yakho. Igama nguSiyabulela Ncata. ndiphuma kwamkhuphane ezapha. Then daughter, I met him through a friend of mine, a brother, a cousin, what? That when I was 16, first time in Dubai, a very energetic guy. Hey, you know, you must call me. I'm thinking, who's this guy? And every time I come down, 16 begins a shock when he comes. He's on board. Every time they call us, 16 says, no problem, no what? Papa was a patrol of young guys, so I was like, very generous, 16. I think from now, you've done something. Maybe if you know planning at least look at that. And I remember sitting down in Brian, how did you know, come up, you know, and too many negotiations. I remember Shelly Pants, no go to this book. But I'm telling them about who you found here about 16 went to read the book, where Buyabum, but the Brian. Spondis to Sako, Nam, Mba, a Sami story, in a spare of hands at 16. Go for it. Abu Bada, now by and no Bada. Who has got to Bada? Just put it down. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Go for you, just write whatever. Because I do this, I'm also Kabiluba. You know, because I do this, I will not Kabiluba completely okay. Lay chapter 1, lay chapter 2. And you know when I went through your book, I think from page 80 or something, then or 70, then I realized, wow, you're speaking from the heart. Because easy though that you wrote about there, you didn't leave anything. You know, you are putting so much detail, which I like. You don't like fiction, tell the story of what you're right. Ubama, the chair was left up with and Bama and a family, and Kinisa. You understand? That is what I'm for in our police. That is the detail that we're looking for. Yeah. Because sometimes, we don't go through the troubles that women also go through. And I'm glad about the little stories about Nabani. That you find yourself with relationship up you see window. Uba from was mama. Upariship the gap or Tindo. We are seven from Pinchako, Manusia in office or an 17. Now, Uchibuye, I is speaking. Knowing that I'm not speaking. Come Balega then. What I'm not even the footers want to move back. You must learn from him at 16, those that have read it. About very food, in Kalania, very food, not 16, will change your life. And as a story, it's a couple of stories actually. It's not one story. It's a story from Kubazali, from the environmental from Impilo Yake, from Tanamando Mazani. I don't see So we must learn. We must learn. But let it be food. Sing up from January. Can't I survive? Nesipundo Kuchi. You must learn the story circuit. The story circuit is very powerful. The story circuit is Yafundisa. The story circuit is Chita Impiros Abantu, those that will go through the book. Bensa, a city, it is important sometimes about in what is Babayo. Niggas years ago, especially in what is in the syllabus, because about Funda. From a younger age, Uba story is in jail. Once the Banasas is a story. I'm a bit depressed. I have an anxiety, organic, Uben and Mageti. Almost a week. And then the week the environment. Then the week because as a story as a touch of our as a story as tell. abantwana babe weekend. Earlier on today, one of my best friends. This guy, we're quite close. On November, he came to Jordan and he was like, Sia, I want to spend 4 days with you. And we spent good time there. And I remember you know, Feto, it's good that you came. Because in previous it's here today, tomorrow it's not there. And this is that salon, that weird. You know, we all live in, it's like we're playing a soccer game, right? Second round is the songest you have. But you don't know who your referee is. Who referee can blow the whistle anytime and you've got no control over who referee. And once that whistle is blown, it's blown magically. And we're talking, Jerry, having a conversation. And I was like, we need to enjoy life. It's one life that you have. You're not going to get another one. This is it. Whatever you put into it, that's all you're going to get out of it. So this is one life. You must enjoy your life. You must make sure that you live properly. And then you chase your dreams as much as you can. And I'm telling you, you must go for it. And when you chase your dreams, Level 16 has done, he took action. And I'm not as a playful person, 16, whatever. But I don't think putting go. My was you process and it's over in 16 wrote a book. There's no way on that. I'm sure. I processed it, but he took action. Because he won. One car, once I still put a brick. Nova Ubana Machini or it's over. It makes magically. And by the way, our mouths right now. So this this one life that you have, you must enjoy it. And you must know this one life, it's not going to be easy. This one life, it's not going to be a life who's a pilaramandi. There's 50%, it's hard. The other 50%, it's nice. So when it's time for you to enjoy the 50% of Nandi, you must enjoy it to the fullest. And also, the hard part, embrace it as well, because it's your education. You learn through the hard times. You should never get destroyed through that. We all go through hard times. All of us, I'm getting into the boozer. We need market right now. No. I'm not a boozer. Can you tell it? We need market. From your prima is that is cool right now. Want to move it up. Because no one can get out of combat. Yes, I forget. Just a kind baby. But we're not the same. As far as about it, I'm not even your problems are suitable for you. Embrace them, love them. Love your problems. Hey, my life is hard. Can you point one person who's living a good life better than yours? And if you don't appreciate right now and the problems that you have right now, and because when you're breathing, when you're alive, when you wake up every day in the morning, that number one only, it's 80% of the day sharp. So the other 20%, it's problems that you really running away from. You don't really want to deal with them. Some of them you're dealing with them, but it's hard. But you must enjoy your life. Stress you must enjoy your life. And I didn't believe when my friend passed away. It was 1st of April. ndithi kule ntwana nayifowunela kwethini ungalingi uzokwenza iphefuni ngokubhaqa ukuthi umntasiya ngeke ngenze loo nto. Right now ndisike esibhedlele nomama inkosikazi yaloo mfo ndihamba naye that andikholwa kamnike ifowuni wandixelela I only believed actually to be honest in my heart xa ndiyomngcwaba namhlanje uba uswelekile. All along I thought because bengafumaneke efowunini for the past 3 months so I can't call him check. So I only believed today and I went there late. I only believed today that this guy is gone. Spent 4 days now in November. They paid the yard and it's gone. We need to embrace impiloses pilayo. We need to love impiloses ezayo. Kunzima khona. Ngamanye amaxesha kodwa impilo imandi. Hayi imandi nje. Ukuwe ukunqaba ukuyenza 100% ingabi imandi. Xa uthatha 100% khona mna when I wake up every day ufuna nje impilo yami iqhubeke nje ibe imess. Asikhethele njengoba ndihlala lapha nje. Impilo yami must be a mess. No, impilo yakho it's not a mess. The fact that ulapha impilo yakho it's not a mess. And amaphupha wethu masolandeleni bantu. I know it's tough. Ukuba silandela amaphupho wethu. Amaphupho wethu kufanele siwalandeleni. Imfundiso ubunzima ogqithe kubo makube sisifundo empilweni yakho. Ayikho umuntu obhetele kunawe wena ubhetele. Yazi abantu besithi usenza ngcono. Yes, ngcono. Senze ngcono. Naxa kumzenza ngcono ndithi yes. Ngcono kakade. Ufuna nithini? Ngcono. Awukungcono uze ke ukuba ukungcono wena. Ngoba awufuthi ngcono. Kodwa wamuzisa abantu uzenza ngcono. Ndizenze njani? Ngcono kakade. Kodwa ndizicomparison nawe ngcono kunawe. Ngcono mna. Khalwa funda iphambi into zakho. Mina ngibathanda abantu abangqali zakho. Gcina ingxaki zakho apho ezami zindilike. Nami andisifune zakho. Ukwabona umuntu ngaxela ngengxaki zakhe. Yasindwa amaqhuma. Hey. Kuske kwathini ngxaki ngasixela nje in passing konba ufuna uncedo apha. Impethu kodwa basinale isikelona. Masilale sitye ukuba phuma njani kule ngxaki kwenzela uba ungene endleleni right. Kodwa ungathi wena qho xa udibana nabantu kwabona having a friend every day uxela ngengxaki zakhe. Eish. Awudinwa ethela inyambo la ayisho yakho ayikwaphi. Awudinwa iyadinwa. Makuphela ukutsho phela. Makuphela. Hayi, ngixelele bantazi namhlanje ngiyacela. Isandile namhlanje. Kabuhlise kamxele thole kawuhlise manje. You. Awule ngxaki. Hayi igcine kuwe sisithethe ungayitheli iqhoso lesikelondo. Kodwa ke bantakwethu ngithanda ukuba ndinibonge ukuba nizise. Nizosapota u-16 wenze into entle kakhulu yokuba abhale incwadi kwenzela uba izoba sisifundo. Laa ncwadi ndiqinisekile uba xa usoyiqala uyifunda there's chapters that you go back to and u-understand uba ime njani imeko yakho at that point in time and sikuba khona nto ongayifunda nawo kule ncwadi. Ndicela uba nani apho wherever you're going. You know, if you are good friends for 16, promote it for 16. Kodwa awuzusuka ntomos. Ukuza posta la picture engabhalanga. Akuposta incwadi. Kunini uziposta awudikwa. Kunini uziposta. Ufuna uzibona unjani ke baka picture. Yeyipilo lokuyibona engathi ngatshintsha. Okanye kuba ne-makeup musinye nxa intombazana. Niyashintsha kanti thixo sithenge zonke sizidressise phaa uthi picture uziposte. Xa ugqiba uziposta uthi cwa uthi ncwadi. Sikubonile boss. Ha? Enkosi kakhulu bakwethu.
Siphindeni 2,000 rands. Ngishange iwallet manje. So now I'm gonna read a sentence, okay? So the sentence in page bar. All right. Okay. No cheating, guys. Sister, I need you read the book. My brother, make it what? 2,000 rand man, and if I be man, you shall get all that man. So now, yeah. One Sunday afternoon in March 2018, I was in Steinberg, Eastern Cape. Chapter 1 in page 1.
Chapter 7.
Page 1. No. Chapter 1 in page 1. Okay, it's fine. The Chinese lanterns are millions of way foot now.
Naye, she's an author. Sandile. Sandile sidibene ndingena phaa ku-Patrick edown ndiyofuna isikhiya phaya. Ndidibane noSandile phaa noPatrick naye ngomnye oyibrother kum. Ndithi ndisancokola noPatrick, uPatrick yambiza MAMFUNDISI. Uye yedwa ndiyakhwela apha etawuni into yokubiza MAMFUNDISI ngoba nawe noku uyandibona nje nanoko awuboni umfundisi ne? Uzibonela nje. Yeah, sister. So abanye ke bade basho bathi I'm the coolest pastor. Cool nyani. Athina into ezininzi. Now ndidibane noSandile ke xa uPatrick esithi MAMFUNDISI. Athi hayibo, ngumfundisi. Athi ngumfundisi lona ude ubhale incwadi. Athi hayi muthi ake seke ndikezela ke uSandile ndibonisa ba ndimlona njona nansi yami incwadi ndiyibhalile. Ndithi hayi manje ithine yakho iperspective because mna personal eyami incwadi is about me nohambo lwami. And kangangoba I was a bit worried xa bendikhulula because ndithe my walk with God. So ndanewari yoba ke ngoba abantu once uthethe ngoThixo wethu uthetha nge-subject apha engathandwayo. So baqomba uzasilibazisa but wandinceda umfundisi uSondi, the late Reverend Sondi, wathi you'll have your audience. Suwara bhala ngale nto elapha kuwe. So incwadi lena bendirhalela nje umuntu olapha kufutshane uyakwazi ukufunda mos Hospital ngoba i-AP page. Ngoba i-AP page. Ngoba i-AP kalo. Okay, ndiyosifundela. Qala ke wakuthanda.
Because I had applied for another post.
She's talented enough. I'm sure and I'm certain that she can open any door. That's the first door. Now the second one is the door oyivula ngomthandazo. Ndithanda nento yokuba uyakholelwa kuThixo. Uthi ezinye izinto azigqabhuki ngaphandle koba ube uthandazile. So nditsho ke apha ndithi our code ke ngoku for those doors because zona sisivula ngecode. I-code yethu yi-PRAYER, which means umthandazo ke. Then the next door, which is the last one, othi xa uyivula ivele izivulekele, is the present door. Elifana napha egarage xa usithi uyasondela liyazivulekela ke liyasensa. In other words, it can sense your presence. So zezo zinto ke esithethe ngazo. Now xa ndifumana le ncwadi sesa exchange ke noSandile ndithi ndinike incwadi yakho ke ndithathe yam. Ndayithatha ndafika uba ubhale nqwa ngolu hlobo endibhala ngalo. Upersonal kwincwadi yakhe and nyani akafihlanga nto. Kukhona nyani into kokuba uthi xa ubhala ufika into kokuba hayi lena ndirhalela ukuyifihla into ayimncedi. You know, there's a reason why we went through what we went through. uThixo bekenenjongo yoba sizonceda abanye abantu. Some people cannot be able to go through life. But xa bedibana nento ezibuhlungu umuntu aqonda uba hayi wethu, the easiest way out apha kukuzibulala and commit suicide. Kanti kukhona umuntu nyani okudingayo ebomini bakhe into yoba mbonise into yokuba kuyedluleka nakulena into nawe ungagqitha. Xa ndigqithe entweni ebuhlungu kodwa ndisamile ndimlona and ndisemhle, it means I'm an overcomer. So ndiyithandile kakhulu nayo iperspective nje nam ndithathe 2 days ukuyifunda ngencwadi kaSandile ndabe ndigqibile. Ayiyekeki uthi xa ugqiba kuchapter 1 qonda uba and ayifuni nento yoba uyifunde ubhizi usahlamba izitya okanye unento engaged yiyo because iza kubamba nebhiza ingatsha usavaya. So ndiyayithanda ke nansi iyatsho apha phayana kwinantsika kwiplan ithi grace is something that you don't deserve. Nyani siphila ngegrace, siphila ngegrace. If besingaphili ngegrace abantu who are managed ngesingababoni namhlanje becommit suicide. Yigrace nje sigcinileyo into kokuba noba ndinesi sidingo mandibe nehope yoba tomorrow it will be better. Now my brother, I want to say welcome on board, welcome to the family of authors. Congratulations on the journey and siyabulela that you've made it this far. Enye into endiyibulelayo ngawe, you are genuine. Uba into ibuhlungu uyakwazi ukuthi ouch. And if into inhle, even for another person, uyakwazi ukuthi well done. With that attitude, God will take you far. God bless you.
Siyabonga Pastor, ngicela niphindele ngezandla futhi. How many authors do we have in this room? Hands up. Open nencwadi. Oh, yes, fresh. Okay. Yeah. Look, we have a mandate in the team. You can go on Facebook and you'll see it. So our mandate is to revamp 243 prison libraries. We were a meeting in the Department of Correctional Services, and they said to us, the budget was 6.7 million. And I said to Sandile, please submit your quotation, and you did, right? And which means now we're going to buy 1,350 books from each author. So last year, October, we managed to revamp local medium sea prison and Savannah, there's 550 there. But it's not our budget. It's the budget from the Department of Correctional Services. So if you're an author here, get in touch with me of into any. But most importantly, what they do, they go through your book because your book needs to speak to rehabilitation of inmates and also integration of ex-offenders because there's a high rate of recidivity. So if you're an author, and I'm funny nicks. And I also want to encourage you guys, I know in most cases we tend to kind of encourage the culture of reading, but also we need to encourage the culture of writing. Aspiring, you all have a story to tell. You have a story, my sister. No, you have. All of us, with my brother, you have a story in it. No, it's a story. Guys, all of us now, it's a story. So, it's a story. Now I have my story. Now the story I can bring. I just want to encourage you guys, as Bali. And we thank God for our pen, for those platforms because those platforms they kind of allow us to go there and express and tell our stories and express ourselves and tell our stories. So we can budget 6.7 million bafuna spend, and I'm the one who identify my author and manje work my author. Okay. Now, our next speaker, Phela ngicela ngaphambili Brian ngicela si nango panel aseza bafethu izandla ku PENUEL. PENUEL the black pen. Shay black
Sisambili Vumisile. Sicela ukubonga i-MCA to sleeping now. And I believe there's a party after this. So in advance, I'd like to thank everyone for that. I'd like to thank Sandile Ngonelo, who's the reason why I have to thank Sandile. Because I actually met Sandile, who was 16 through Sandile. He's actually allowed me to meet so many other people, and I think I'll speak about that a bit later. But I think, second to last, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that is here. Because without an audience, really wouldn't be an event. So siyabonga kakhulu. And then lastly, 16. I'd just like to say congratulations, Fritz. I think Usia had spoken about it, but I'd also like to add on that we know your journey in writing your story. You sent me a lot of those notes that you've written. I didn't have as much time to go through them, but today we have a book, which is something precious and something that will never go anywhere. The ref might blow the whistle, so to speak, but this remains. Your story will remain even if your body is gone. So thank you so much for that. Before I start, I'd like to please invite my brother Penson for 5 minutes to please speak, and then I will do my speech after him. As it's coming up, I know that sitting and listening to talks for so long is tiring. And I hate the fact that I'm lost, because I'm short in Kateri. I'm going to try and keep it short as I can, so that we can enjoy the rest of the day. But I'd like to ask my brother to come up, and then I will give my speech after him.
Yo, nice.
the phone now.
Is it better with the mic or without the mic? Either way. Better with the mic?
Better with the mic.
Oh, for recording, okay. You just launched me.
Yes.
Sandile, I'm nervous. I'm like this, you know. So I didn't know that this moment is coming, and I'm grateful. My name is Sandile Ngonelo, and having the opportunity to come here, having the opportunity to meet Sandile, also, thank you so much for this. Thank you for everyone that's actually put in the effort, put in the work for such an amazing event. To be honest, I haven't had the privilege yet to read Survivor, but it speaks to the journey that our family has gone through. I did a video here at your beautiful home today, and I was speaking around the journey that my mother went through, and the journey of Uksuke Makaya, the journey of moving to Edukshi and Newcastle, being in a very, very abusive space. Sis Norma, the story that you spoke to a story that we lived as well, and we saw it as little kids, you know, having to wake up and go to school and pretend like everything is okay. You know, you guys speak so well. You know, you've got geography test, you've got this Ekaya. You know, you guys are going through the most, and that pain, you grow. That pain makes you a stronger person. And thank you so much for sharing a beautiful, strong queen. We will support from our side as much as we can to spread that word, to spread the awareness of what our sisters are going through, what we're doing as a machita to also speak to. But again, I did a video around that, and in awe of people like my mother, in awe of people like Wena Sandile, in awe of people like Wena Norma, around being able to survive and being humbled by that. You know, everywhere that my brother goes and speaks, he tries to put me in a situation like this, and it makes me grow. You know, it makes me a better person. And I saw, as much as I'm nervous, I know you're nervous as well. And I can't wait for you to stand on this side, you know, and hear what you have to say and teach us and guide us on this journey. You know, you've been nothing but humble, you've been nothing but inspirational. So siyabonga kakhulu for everything you've done. You're motivating me. So we think you're a survivor, you motivate us. Thank you, my brother, for this 30-second chat. Appreciate it. Now left it to me, he motivates me every day.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure how long I should talk for. Because anyone who's watched my YouTube videos knows we can go for 2 hours. How long? 20 minutes.
No, maybe
30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep to the time. It's 4:30 now, so
Yeah.
I see by 5 o'clock I'll be done.
Yeah.
So at least people can start preparing for that. To finish off my protocol, I'd like to thank Sis Liso. Thank you so much for the beautiful music. You know, I work with a gentleman by the name of DJ School that I hope all of you know. And every time I'm with him behind the camera, we speak about so many things in life. And part of the story is the story of Usahara, that I think we all know. So especially every time I come to the Eastern Cape and I hear someone singing, I just try and imagine that all you need in life is that one opportunity. More than listening to you sing was the beauty of hearing the first singer, which was your child, who started singing before you. And I'm not sure if that is your partner who is working with us. Watching him from behind the bar singing along with you actually made me very emotional and reminded me of how many amazing men we have out there who support their women as well. So to you and your family, thank you so much. Sabulela, spinning off the dome. Did you prepare your speech? Congrats, bro. So Sabulela is actually a motivational speaker as well, and I don't know if he mentioned it, but he's an author of 2 books. The first one is Before You Get Married, which he ironically wrote before he got married. The second one, which became a huge bestseller, is called From Rags to Freedom of Life. And I'm just thinking of what Usoli said, what has been discussed on the platform here, this idea of telling a story that is relatable. What that means is you read a book like that, you read a book like Year 16, and you hear about stories that you know, places that you know, Estek, you're like, I know those places. This morning before we came here, we drove to Lady Grey, and there's a story of a lady that I interviewed who went to Lady Grey Arts Academy, and she was telling her story, and to see it in real life, it almost feels like I'm seeing something out of a book. Those of us who matriculate, 50, those of us who matriculated maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago will know that a lot of the stories that were shoved down our throats were fictional stories from overseas. It wasn't stories about our homes. So I really appreciate reading books about us. There's a lady called Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who's probably one of the greatest authors from Africa that we have. She's a Nigerian lady. She's based in America now, and she's sold millions of copies of books. If you ever get a chance to watch her, to get her story, she speaks about the story of brown women. And as I was sitting here, I was glued to Sis Rose. Rose or Norma? Oh, I mean, I'm from Joburg, so. Oh, if you're Joburg, Rose.
Yeah, Joburg, Christian Rose,
Okay, when she spoke. I was literally glued to her for so many reasons. One of them being, as my brother mentioned, you know, my mom was a victim of abuse from my father, which becomes bittersweet for a young man because you then worry about your father's genes in you and the ability to cause pain and violence onto someone you claim to love. My mom would always tell the story of how she was a product of rape because her father's actually Indian, you know, and she grew up in tough times and she's got a really tough relationship with her mother, Sandile. And we're now watching the continuation of that cycle with her struggling with the relationship with my younger sister. We as men can never, ever begin to understand the pain. We sit and we listen and it's like a movie, like like you're watching a really traumatizing movie, but we have no idea. And you know, on social media now, you've got a lot of guys who are trying to speak out, like those 16, who have their own pain, who have been accused falsely of things. We know so many of these stories, and you just realize that we live in a world with bad people. And the good people seem to be alone. And everywhere they go, they get called names. Usisukhuluma ngabantu abafundile onesi. Abathi uzanizobona isifebe sengane. I sometimes worry about the psychological state of those nurses, that they might be in pain themselves. And that might be the reason they do not understand the pain they're causing on someone else. Wherever they may be, some of them maybe have passed on, some of them have children somewhere. They don't know that they have caused deep pain to someone that may have had a ripple effect on other people that she has lived with. She speaks about how she used to be in a situation where she was fighting. And yes, she did make a call to action, which I appreciate, which is, I think, all of us need to try and do better in whatever way that we can. The work that I do, I think, is misunderstood by a lot of people because social media has got TikTok, the dance challenge, abantu that spread gossip, abantu that speak about celebrity things. There's a lot of politics that we discuss. Abantu abakhomolos, ukhona MK, umsabi. Ukhona abantu be-ANC abafuna sibavotele next year, Satabang. Satabang, it's pending. The work that I'm doing more than anything on social media is I'm trying to create space for conversations. Important conversations that maybe we're not having, maybe we should be having, and maybe have those conversations in a different way. Because at some point, a woman says, I've been raped, I've been beaten, we've heard that story before. But maybe it needs to be told in a certain way so that you understand. Writing a book, Usoli said we should all be authors, and the reality is the world has changed. And again, I'll reference the lady from Lady Grey, Miranda Changas. She now owns a talent agency in Johannesburg, which is doing really well. You know, she literally changes people's lives. She speaks about art and expression. And one of the things I said to her is, at some point you're not sure whether, Sia spoke about this as well, I'm not sure if I'm a good writer. I'm not, and it's like, express yourself. Especially as Black Africans in this room, we used to express ourselves. You don't have to have the most amazing voice to sing. Just sing. You don't have to be Uchimamanda to write a book, just write. It is your story. If you look at some of the most famous singers out there, you actually listen to their voices. DJ Spoon Joban Sevens, and their voice is not a voice for radio. He's behind the mic before we started. On a Sunday. Sorry, I forgot to thank Mrs. Amanda and Mrs. Sania. Sorry, protocol. OCC that we came with here. Unsung heroes in the back. You need to express yourself, and we have different mediums. Writing is a form. Singing is a form. Capturing content is a form. Creating food is a form of expression. That's a form of art, and we get to enjoy the art. What I'm trying to say is, whatever story you have, it doesn't have to be written if you're not a writer. If you're a singer, sing. If you can speak on a phone, on a camera, speak. If you can dance, dance. If you can design clothing, design. But express yourself and tell your story. I think that's very important. I made 16 in 2021, I think. I was coming to visit Sandile. And I think from the first moment we met, as Usia said, his energy. And his energy has never wavered. And when he told me about writing a book, you know, we speak to a lot of people. I did not believe. And you know what happens in life, regardless of how far you travel and how many people you meet, you're still surprised by people that still make you a believer. He told me I was a police officer, and coming here today and seeing this, people may not understand, but it inspires some of us. 16 brought a young guy this morning where we were staying, and this guy was shaking when he met me. His name was Orosan. He's studying to be a forensic something, I'm not sure. We are energy. And that type of energy, when you meet it, inspires you to want to do more because you realize you affect people's lives. So I just want to say thank you, 16, for meeting you. Thank you to Sandile for bringing me into a space where I can meet you. And you are bringing us into a space where we are meeting so many more people. And now the question becomes, of course, what do we do now that we've met and now that we've shared energy together? But again, congratulations. To Soli, I've actually got 13 books that I've written. My writing journey started in grade 9, to be honest. My reading journey started, I don't even remember, but I used to be those boys that used to read everything in the library. I can't say I had a gift in the same way that starts singing from a young age. They can't explain. I just wanted to read. And in grade 9, I started keeping a diary and I started writing. And my first official book was when I was still in university. 13 books later, if I think of the journey, it's not about the writing of the book. I think almost like anything else in life, it's not about the destination, it's about the process. The people that I've met, the things that I've learned. I've met some of my favorite authors, one of them being Utata called Uzanemvula Zaytin Da, who's also from the Eastern Cape. Yeah. He's based in America now. And the transformation just of myself as a human being to where I am now, creating online content. Kanye West, and maybe I should have said this a bit earlier, Kanye West does a very amazing set on VH1 Storytellers, if you've ever seen it, where they sing or they perform and in between they speak. Lauryn Hill has got another amazing one if you guys ever get a chance. She released an album called Unplugged. Kanye West says he hates reading. Reminds me of a guy I know at the back there. Hates reading. But I'd like to think he's one of the most creative and smartest people in the world. And he was saying, because I don't read, I understand the power of reading and the power of information. So I hang around readers. And I listen to them and I ask questions, and that's why I'm so smart. We say readers are leaders. If you can't read, make sure that you're around people that read. Make sure you're around people that write, that can guide you. If you're looking to release a book, guys, you don't have to publish through a publisher today. We don't work through mainstream media anymore. We've got the power of the internet. Some of the books I sell from my phone, sitting down, PDFs for 50 Rand. I know one of my best months was a few months ago. I made 20,000 Rand on my phone selling PDF books. No major publisher, no major marketing deal. Just myself telling my story. You don't have to make 20,000, you can make 1,000 Rand, and that's enough. It's good enough. But again, you have to start. Sis Rose, I think I spoke about you. I could probably speak for an hour about your story. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. I hope it allows other women to be braver. And the weird thing about when you listen to a victim of rape speaking, a lot of people assume it's to give women power to tell their stories. But you find that it transforms so many men and boys who are listening and who are thinking of how to treat women better. So I think sometimes when women speak, you think you should only speak to females in a group, and no. There are so many women who are victims of rape who are scared to speak because of our legal system in this country. Because people don't get jailed. And there are still so many things we need to relearn, especially as black men, because we ourselves, from a mental perspective, have been raped by colonization and apartheid to become the monsters we've become today. And we need work and we need healing. And part of it is listening to these stories so that when a woman says no, you may be drunk, but if it takes you back to where we are today, and you remember listening to a woman who suffered, you're like, I would rather walk away, even if she calls me back and says, oh, you're just gonna walk away. Come on, I'm playing hard to get. You're like, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't raised that way. Because I've seen the danger of playing this game, and I think now as Sisi, I'd like to teach you, please do not play this game moving forward, because it miseducates guys out there and it causes a lot of damage. Thank you to your daughter in her absentia. I'm looking forward to her rise. I was really honored to meet you and to meet her last night as well. And I wish her nothing but the best, and I hope at some point we can help her shine and become one of the greatest things that have ever happened in your life. I've got 15 minutes. There's an art gallery owner called Munna Mukwena from Johannesburg, who owns a gallery. He's a multi-millionaire today, and he did an interview in a magazine called Black. I don't know if people know it, back in the day. And one of the things he speaks about was how townships were set up. And that townships were set up almost like concentration camps, not for the ability for the black people to flourish, but to contain them. Almost all of us as black people come from some township or village somewhere. I have never met a black person, you can tell me whoever you want, who was born in the suburbs in wealth in this country. We all come from poverty somewhere. But coming from a small town or a small village should not limit your dreams. I think I'm a small example. My mother comes from a township / village called Fugeni, my father from Mpokomeni. Usabulela spoke about Izava, where he comes from. You look at 16, you look at almost anyone who's become a success in their lives and where they come from. Do not contain yourself in small spaces. I can say this to you guys here in this room because I know it is not ordinary people that would come to a gathering like this. Which means you guys have now got a very heavy responsibility of needing to shine brighter than anyone else. You need to lead. It could be in prisons where you have to get books, local books in. It could be in music, which means because you're here, you're not allowed to just sing. You have to actually become an enabler and become the biggest singer so that you can enable other people. So do not ever think your dream is that small. We can reference Nelson Mandela, we can reference some of the people that we work with today. I had a conversation with someone like Okosi Telowai who comes from a very small, very hidden township called Ewadville in Eguruleni. You look at Trevor Noah and where his mother comes from. You look at Black Coffee with one arm. Part of these gatherings and the work that we need to do, and the work that I think Mrs. Rose was doing, is working on our minds. And I think that's some of the work that I do with my platforms. Because a lot of children have thought that they're not good enough. And it's important for some of us to come back, to go back and plow back. Because we were children at some point. We had dreams at some point, and it took one speech. It took seeing one person from Ekasla making it for you to realize that you can actually achieve your dream. I met an amazing gentleman last year who's built a business that turns over 200 million rand a month. He's a black gentleman. And one of the things he told me, and I think I'm probably going to close off with this and not speak about some of the other things I've written down. He spoke about black history. Our history as a black nation is littered with blood, with slavery, with suffering, with rape. We've got an entire ethnic group in South Africa that is a product of rape. We call them colored. An entire race and generation of human beings. And he says to me that he believes in energy and he believes in the power of the universe. And he says from back then, during apartheid, during colonization, all the way back to slavery, our ancestors, the people that gave birth to us, started praying, started slaughtering, started on journeys and pilgrimage and started working hard. And he said all those prayers that they had, all the people that died, all of us that have migrated to wherever we may be, where we are today and where we are meant to be is an answer to those prayers. Yeah. What he said to me is, what you are is not whatever you think you are. There are people that came here before and they cried and they prayed for land, for an economy, to travel the world, to be seen as human, to succeed, to build great things. And it's up to us and our generation. Because we are in the weirdest time in history where we have the ability to become anything we want. There is no way in the history of black people and black Africans where you can become anything. You can fly to the moon, you can fly to Mars, you can become a dollar billionaire, you can go and live in Japan. You can go and own a 1,000-hectare farm and hire only white European people and they work for you. And they call you boss. You can become like Chimamanda and go on platforms and influence the world. And he said it is incumbent on us to realize that the work that we're doing is not just for ourselves. And that's why when you wake up in the morning, when you work, when you push, when you fight, when you cry, please know that you are not just carrying the hopes of yourself and the dreams of yourself. When you are nervous and shaking, when you're unsure, it's not for you. It's not for you. There are people that fucking died for you to be here. So whenever you're unsure, if it means getting on your knees and praying, if it means keeping quiet and taking a moment, there are voices in our heads that direct us, that brought some of you here today. You cannot explain them. You don't know what makes you write a book. You don't know what makes you sing. You don't know what makes you a great actor. You don't know. You will never know. But it's for me to tell you that there are people that came before you, who put in work, who sang when they couldn't, so that your voice could be what it is today, who moved to where you are today, for the freedoms we have today for us to travel and make money and thrive. And they prayed, they cried. Our mothers, our grandmothers, many animals were slaughtered. We burnt a lot of incense so that we could be the answer today. So I think in closing, from my side, please remember wherever you may be that you are the answer of the prayers of our ancestors. And the universe, in its great enormity, has opened up a window for us. In the future, people must speak about us like we were aliens. When we look at the great pyramids, there is nothing stopping us today from building not only pyramids, but rocket ships that take us to other galaxies. Where people ask, were those people really real? There is no way there were such people that actually existed. And it's going to be incumbent upon them to then rise on the work that we've created and the work that we've done to shine as well. I think I've exhausted my time. PENUEL the Black Painting.
Simphinde no PENUEL.